to another live stream. I hope everybody's doing good because the Schumann resonance station has been down for what, almost 20 hours or something like that, or pretty much down for almost an entire day. So guess what? We gotta talk about this because we got hit with massive energy. But none of it makes sense. The type of symptoms we're getting right now look man-made. The anomalies on the Italian Schumann resonance must be man-made. The way we feel is something different. This is nothing ordinary in my opinion. So I'm going to be breaking down this data and breaking down things that are going to be happening. Of course, we were hit with a stealth CME, but that is obviously not the biggest, and it wasn't the biggest activity, right? Because it didn't really trigger anything massive. It didn't trigger a solar storm. Even if it was unexpected, I don't expect it to be that powerful, which it really wasn't that powerful. But something truly feels off, and that is what we need to get into, the symptoms. And I don't know about you guys, but I think chest pressure, stomach stuff, and dizziness has been rising through the roof. I don't know what the heck is going on right now, but this looks like somebody's up to something. Let me know how's everybody doing, what everybody's feeling, and what symptoms everybody's got going on right now. We're trying to get the pin message for the day. Give me like 1 second. All right, here we go. So I hope this is working, and I hope you guys can hear me very well. Let's get right into this. So basically, we've been having a massive spike on the Schumann resonance, which is something that we're going to be talking about. But that's not like the only thing that happened, though. Of course, we pretty much had the station taking down all the data, which is very weird. Normally, we don't have the station normally taking down data. But it's been like that for the last month or two, where they've constantly have done that, which is a problem. So of course, we got to get to this. Like, what the heck is really going on over here, right? There's just been a big post right now. Goodbye to the internet. Starlink takes up to 3 to 4 days to stabilize its orbit after a solar storm. So if you guys didn't know, we had a solar storm, a stealth one, I should say, on November 20. And I think this is the one they're talking about. This one was something that they weren't even like aware of. So they're pretty much having like internet issues, and they've been talking about how there's going to be global internet issues. Is it Vasquez? Welcome back to the stream. It's good to have you here. Hello, Kitty. Very interesting name. Welcome. So of course, I like the idea of Starlink, right? No modem, no router in your house, right? I don't want that. However, of course, because they rely on satellites and whatnot, well, guess what? If there's solar storms, there's definitely going to be some tech issues. How's everybody doing, by the way? Let me know how's everybody doing. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button on this channel. It really helps out a lot because we're constantly putting content. We're also heard that too from Spawn Burns. Outages, yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to be some outages and whatnot, and there's really nothing they can do about it. Starlink can't do anything about this because obviously, of course, solar storms are pretty much affecting the satellites. Honestly, I'm liking the way it is right now, more comfortable with it. I'm going to be showing the data in just a moment anyway. But when it comes to the Italian Schumann resonance, This is, where's my mouse? No ordinary data. This is all strange stuff right here. Very, very strange. And you guys already know about this. This was a couple of days ago. Incredibly intense energy. Um, of course, pretty active. And we keep going on. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Everything's like blanked out, as if I'm not mistaken, right? But and when you start seeing things, everything is just incredibly unusual. All in all, I'm seeing is blank or very unusual data here, which is not good, right? And everything looks fine over here, other than the fact that the interplanetary magnetic field is slightly north. Besides that, of course, um, there's been no serious solar flares within the last 72 hours. There hasn't been anything. When it comes to coronal hole activity, we got 3 coronal holes, it looks like. This is just odd, right? These literally just came out of nowhere. I'm actually, you know, I'm going to pull up this image right here. So you look at this, very, very odd looking right now. This one right here, which is facing us, I don't know why it's not transequatorial yet, or why they even registered that yet. This is definitely face. That looks like a face right there, a skull or something. Then, of course, we have another coronal here, and another one coming from south, which is quite odd. This one looks like it's getting larger. So overall, of course, you know, I think we got about 3 coronal holes, 2 of them that are kind of facing us, and a lot of activity on the sun right over here on the left. Looks like a nice eruption over here. Definitely odd activity, and definitely. Welcome everyone, and again, as you can see, the green is still, yeah, green is coronal holes. You can see a lot of coronal holes, really. A lot of bright regions, prominence. Here's the bright stuff you see. These are like releases. So there's definitely some things going on right now. Let's get some real-time solar weather activity. Yeah, these sunspots are starting to get active right now. They're starting to grow in size. So we could definitely see some flares coming up. So very interesting here. This one definitely looks to be the largest, 4290 looks to be the second largest sunspot here. This one I think just had some activity. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Where's 4291? This one has, this one's got some stuff going on it. Pretty small, but you look at them all. These is very, you know, definitely seeing a lot of sunspots. We have a lot of them facing us. So overall, definitely some interesting activity here. So when it comes to the Schumann resonance, now here's where things get very weird, because we don't have any up-to-date data whatsoever. And I know this is like really bright, but we got hit with a power of 50. That's pretty insane, by the way. That's very, very intense. So overall, of course, things have been quite strong. Okay. All right, so here's the zapper. This is all in Russian. The translating thing doesn't work, by the way. But let me tell you right now, they're not showing the graph. The graph's supposed to be right here. They're not showing any data, which is a problem. So basically, we're not getting any data. And all the other websites use Space Observing System, also known as SOS 70, right? Because obviously this is the station. It's in Tomsk, Russia, specifically Tomsk University. And yeah, there's no data. They're not showing anything, which is quite annoying. So, and it's been like this. It's been like this a lot lately, which is kind of annoying. because we want data, we want to see what's going on, and it's pretty clear like they're hiding data at this point. They just have to be, because there's no reason for it to be down. There's no reason for for them to take it down. If there's a blackout or anything like that, think about it. If there's a blackout, they would still show you the graph. There just wouldn't be any data. The fact that they're not showing it is a problem. And now a lot of people are starting to realize that evidently Tomsk Russia is down, and this is what Alex, the guy who does the app, explained to me about. Tomsk is down, graph isn't changing, but time of course is continuing on. The black line is on the current time, so you can see how off it is where it should be. So this is very interesting now. So a lot of people are starting to assume that people are starting to mess with this, right? There is just a lot of odd activity going on in the Italian Schumann resonance, and there is a lot of symptoms people are feeling. So a lot of people are definitely feeling the heart racing. A lot of people are feeling in the brain the dizziness. People are just feeling off lately. And a lot of people are reporting this. On the road today, probably one of the craziest days on the road. A lot of weird people on the road. Everybody's just being strange. Everybody's feeling in the chest. I don't see any birds in my neighborhood anymore, which is quite unusual. I don't even see the crows. I don't see any birds. I don't really see much, to be honest. I'm not really seeing that many animals. So, very interesting there. There was a squirrel in my yard, which he was not moving or budging whatsoever. He looked sick or something. He wasn't moving, and after we scared him off with something because he wasn't moving, and we weren't sure if he was, I don't know, we didn't know what he was trying to do. He just walked away. Like that's not even normal. Like usually a squirrel runs away, moves away or something. He was like not feeling good. So very interesting there to see all these things. Something's just not right. We of course did have active geomagnetic conditions. We almost had a G5 last week, so I'm not really concerned about active geomagnetic conditions because there's no way we would feel like this. So I guess it could be some sort of massive timeline jump. What's ironic is the fact that the blackout isn't being shown anymore. Because on the spectrogram, they seen a blackout, but it looked like I don't know, was it removed or something because we don't see it. So there could be massive, I guess, altering of the data, something like that. It's very weird. I don't know. I don't know what it could be, but this doesn't look like there's just no way. You know what I mean? Like there's definitely something going on right now. Everything looks super strange. The data is strange. There's nothing other than coronal hole activity, but then again, is it coronal holes that are most likely causing this? Because there's a lot of them now, like almost 3 of them facing us. Not surprised. So overall, of course, things are definitely feeling pretty strange though. And data is just looking very strange. But I do hope everybody's been doing good though. I'm really appreciative for everybody being here. I wonder how's everybody been and what everybody's feeling. And I'm refreshing and I'm trying to see what's going on. There's just no data whatsoever. So if anybody's got anything, let me know. Tomorrow I'm dropping obviously a video, a potential YouTube short, and of course, tomorrow will be part 2 of the mini Schumann resonance course. Rachel, welcome to the stream. How's everybody doing, by the way? About to wrap things up tomorrow's second video so you guys can learn how to read the Schumann resonance. But yeah, everybody's feeling the symptoms. People are definitely feeling off. Something's going on right now. And you know, there's a huge you're doing good, that's great. There's a huge volcano erupting somewhere in Africa. I'm not too familiar with volcanic activity. I'm not too familiar with these things. I want to look at earthquake activity just in case. However, something's definitely going on right now. I don't know if you've been feeling it, but everybody's been feeling pretty off lately. It's been a lot of earthquake activity. Oh my goodness. A 5.5 in Alaska? Wow, there's been so many in Alaska. A 2.5 in California. Petrola. Another one, a 2.9 and next to it. A 2.5 in Johannesburg, Cali. One in LA, 2.6. And somewhere close to Octalio, 2.7. So very interesting. There's been a lot of earthquakes. A lot of earthquakes. And about 10 of them in Alaska, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm probably wrong. No, like 6. Maybe like 6, 7, 8. It's pretty crazy. So, the largest earthquake we had in the last 24 hours was by Alaska. And believe it or not, there's been like another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more of them. So about 10 earthquakes in Alaska, which is pretty crazy. Not sure why that's not being talked about. Feel like there should be something talked about. It's pretty big, you know, 5.5. May not be that strong, but still. Definitely unusual activity. There's been a lot of unusual activity, earthquake activity, volcanic activity. Let's get an idea of like, okay, the website doesn't want to work. We might as well talk about it. But yeah, definitely got hit by a stealth solar storm, and everybody's feeling off. Everybody's feeling off. The symptoms are pretty wild. What am I doing? Talking about solar activity, geomagnetic activity, volcanic activity right now, reporting all that. I'm an analyst. So, in Ethiopia, we had a large explosive eruption. This is the first in volcano recorded history. So this is pretty interesting. Pretty massive volcanic activity there. Definitely interesting, and it's very unusual. But there was something in Africa, but they're not really talking about it at all, though. Might have to go on a different website. But I'm not sure why it's not being shown or talked about. It's interesting. I wonder what the name was. I think it was in Mount Etna. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. I gotta look up. We talked about it because I don't know why I can't find it. Yeah, I find this to be odd. Why isn't no one talking? Why aren't there that many websites for it? Very interesting here. It's a hard name to say. Haley. Okay, they are talking about it, but it was so hard to find. That it erupted for the first time in thousands of years. That's pretty crazy if you ask me. So a significant eruption reported in Afar, Ethiopia. Okay, so it was in Africa. Um, but I think Ethiopia is in Africa, or am I just Am I just not aware of that area? Must be its own country. I don't even know. Urgent reports this morning indicate significant volcanic eruption in the Afar region. Welcome everyone to the stream. There is no data for the Schumann resonance still. Yeah, things have definitely been weird, let me tell you. Alright, well, I think we pretty much got into everything. Gonna make videos. I got a Schumann resonance second part of my course coming up tomorrow as well. So I'm so thankful for everyone who's been watching. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe. Really appreciate everybody. We're gonna keep this stuff up, keep up the content. Things are definitely getting crazy. Massive. It was a massive live stream. Hopefully, some of the originals checked it out. Thank y'all and have a good one.